How you doing, everyone? Welcome back to Air Rider. My name is Ben. If some of you out there are possibly looking at a good all-round mid-range adventure motorcycle, then the Honda Transalp could be the bike for you. You could be looking for something that gives you that little off-road and on-road potential, gives you good touring mileage as well, and has some really good features, and really does offer an all-round good quality motorcycle. So stick around. In this video I'm going to go over some of its features as well, and I'll have a look at pricing, we'll have a look at that, and of course some of its competitors, and I'll give you my verdict at the end of the video. The Transalp is a firm favourite of mine. I really do like the bike. I had a look at it for the first time last year when it came out, and I was really impressed with it. Today obviously the weather's a lot better, so I can have a really good look at it versus the video I did last year. So I hope you enjoy the video. Give me a thumbs up, and of course leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and of course subscribe if this is the content for you. So let's get started. Right, with any big adventure bike you're going to need great braking performance, and that's something that the Transalp doesn't fall short on. You've got 310mm dual disc brakes on the front, ABS as well for ABS braking. It's also got traction control, and it's this lovely 21-inch wheel on the front, mated with these steel spokes as well. I like the color combination, looks very, very nice. 43mm Showa suspension forks, and they're set in an upside down configuration. Gives you roughly about 200mm of suspension travel, which I think is really, really good for an adventure bike. Right, on the rear of the bike here we've got a 256mm rear disc brake, and that is with a single piston caliper. We've got a monoshock dampener, and that is mated with the ProLink swing arm. Gives you about 190mm of suspension travel, which I think is fairly decent. Also the wheel on the back is 18-inch, and that is with the steel spokes. Right, the LED lighting cluster. First of all, lighting on the bike is full LED. So LED at the back, LED at the front. Daytime runners running across the sides here, over here. Then you've got low beam through here, high beam in the middle. I'll just demonstrate. Really nice, good looking configuration, nice cluster, sets well into the front of the bike, and of course you've got this really nice tall windscreen as well. Looking at the rear LED cluster, we can see our unit up here, and then we've got our two LED indicators. What's nice about the indicators as well, they've got an emergency stop function. Basically means if you do a harsh brake, those will come on, and of course the hazard light functionality will kick in, obviously warning those oncoming drivers or riders that you've performed an emergency stop. Alright, this is the exciting part of the Transalp. The engine is just fabulous. It's a 755cc. It's a parallel twin 4-valve per cylinder engine. Developed 67.5 kilowatts, which is around 90 brake horsepower, which I think for this sort of level of bike at this sort of money is fantastic. The newton meters at 75 newton meters, really strong kind of mid-range torque coming through. So you're gonna expect really good low-end power range, and of course you've got that top-end power available as well. With that, you've got a fuel tank capacity of 16.9 liters and a fuel consumption range of, it's around 54 miles per gallon. That's about 23 kilometers per liter, and that should give you a range of about 400 kilometers. Some other important specification to know of is the curb weight at 208 kilograms, which I think is fairly decent. You've got a seat height of 850 millimeters as well, so not on the too high side, but about average, which I don't think is too bad. And ground clearance is 210 millimeters. Another thing I just want to point out is the quality of how well this bike is put together. You can see that they really have chosen some really good plastics here. Like, even if I press my fingers hard against them, the plastics feel like they're very durable and that they're actually going to last. And it's the same here. Really nice, good quality plastics. The grip rubbers are quite nice as well. That feels good. The switches, the switch gear is very nice. You know, if you push the buttons, everything feels really good, you know. Right, let's try out the seating position. I am 5'11", for those that would like to know. The seat height of the bike is 850 millimeters. Let's take a seat. I think straight away getting onto the bike it was no problem. My foot didn't knock any particular part of the bike. The seat feels really good. It's like a gel seat. I must admit, it's very, very comfy. And of course, there's an extension there for the pillion as well. I feel very upright in the position that it is. The foot pegs have got little rubber mountings on them as well, so that's nice. Definitely handlebar rise, as has been said on this particular one as well. I can feel everything's within easy reach. I'm sitting up straight, I'm looking forward. I must admit, that is a very nice seating position. Right, I've explained the bike. Now we're going to get it started and let's hear how she sounds. Start button on the right here. We're going to have a look at the handlebar setup now. Very straightforward. Start, cut-off switch on this side. Then we've got our mode selection, our function buttons on this side here to operate the TFT display. So first of all, we've got our different our modes, which incorporate rain, standard, gravel, your own customized setting, sport, and then of course we go back down. Then we've got our trip meters. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see the voltage as well that the battery's given off. You can obviously see how much time has elapsed since you've been riding your motorcycle as well, in case you want to have a look at that. We've got hazards, indicators, and we've of course got our hooter as well. And then of course you've got your high beam, low beam setup. Lighting is automatic. As soon as you turn the bike on, the lighting comes on. In relation to your different ride modes, on the screen here it gives you very clear indication exactly what mode you're in. So first of all, we've got standard. Then we got rain, gravel, user, sport, and then back to standard. And then with that, it'll give you the exact modes that are in the settings that are included in that. Right, through the system is the capability to connect up Bluetooth navigation, and that is all done through the Honda Sync app. So once you've got the Honda Sync app on your phone, it's a matter of pairing up with the bike, and straight away you're going to have access to your phone. Yeah, navigation, also voice guidance as well, which is super handy. Any messages and notifications as well. So really great setup, and that is all done through the Honda Sync app. Something I would recommend you go for options wise is the 12-volt power socket. I say that's something that is so important these days. So if you are getting one of these bikes, definitely get that. Secondly is the center stand on the Honda Transalp. Another important piece of equipment as far as I'm concerned, and again, it's not available for too much money, so definitely one option to consider. Right, if you are considering touring with the bike, Honda do have some touring accessories, one being of course the Honda side cases and the Honda top case as well. So definitely speak to your local Honda dealer about that in relation to getting those fitted. If you are planning to do some touring, you might want to consider getting that done while you have the bike on order. Right, let's talk about pricing. Now, in Ireland, the bike price is at 12,700 euros. And that puts it into some very interesting competitors, which we're going to talk about just now. But for 12,700, you get a really well-packaged bike here in Ireland. You've got a bike that gives you that all-round capability, which I think is pretty good as well, so you can do some off-road and on-road. Really good commuter bike, very comfortable as well. As I said, it's got the handlebar rise as well. They've really optimized the bike to give you the maximum comfort level that you could possibly get. It's also low on options. There's not too many options you need. I mentioned a couple there earlier. Really good braking system, fantastic engine, like a really beautiful, sweet engine, that 755cc. And then of course you've got the functionality to put some luggage on as well and really do some proper touring. So I reckon at 12,700 euros for the Irish market here, really nice option in our bike range. Another thing to consider is I recently did a competitor check with the F800 GS. This bike featured in that, so please consider checking that video out after watching this one. I'll make sure I put the link at the end screen. Right, now it's the interesting part of the video, because now we're going to compare this bike with two competitors. So here we go. Here are our list of competitors for the Honda XL 750 Transalp. Our first competitor is the Suzuki V-Strom 800D. It's currently on sale in Ireland for 12,350 euros. The Suzuki is powered by a 776cc parallel twin developing 83 brake horsepower and a torque range of about 78 Newton meters. The Suzuki offers front and rear suspension with long suspension travel. We've got 21-inch spoked front wheel, large fuel tank at 20 litres. It has the ABS off mode as well, so whenever you're on a bit of gravel you can turn off the ABS. Overall, the bike looks fantastic. It's also got the 5-inch integrated TFT display as well, and you've got different ride modes that can be selected with that. The bike really offers really good value for money, is packed with features, and is quite a strong contender when compared with the Honda Transalp. Competitor number 2 is none other than the Yamaha Tenere 700. Pricing starts at $12,400, so a little bit cheaper than the Transalp. The bike is packed with gear. It looks fantastic. It's been on the market for some time. Definitely a worthy competitor. Great engine, the 690cc CP2 engine, develops about 73 brake horsepower. So not as strong as the Transalp or even the Suzuki for that matter, but still a more than capable motorcycle. Has 3-mode switchable ABS, adjustable long travel suspension, 21-inch front wheel, and of course you've got the rally style cockpit as well. Just really good looking. 5-inch TFT display with smartphone connectivity, full LED lighting with USB socket. Not a bad fuel tank, about 16-litre capacity. However, the bike does also come with a screen and handguards, and it's also got the quick shifter system, so really good value for money here when compared to the Honda Transalp. Right, we come to my verdict on the Honda Transalp. It's definitely been one of my favorites, and you know, the evidence or what they say is the proof is in the pudding. The bike is exceptionally well put together, both electronically, power-wise, and feature-wise. Like, it's a fantastic all-rounder. It always has been. If you look back from the original bike from 1986, it was a great bike then, and the new Transalp is no exception, and it's going to be a great bike in this day and age. It's got everything from different ride modes. You've got ABS, traction control, all set at a nice, comfortable price. As mentioned earlier, it gives you that functionality, usability. You can use this as a daily, I was going to say driver, but that wouldn't be right, as a daily rider. So if you're going into work, it's going to return you decent fuel economy. It's going to give you some decent range, all set nicely in a really great bike. The Honda quality as well, like I've always said in all my Honda videos, the quality is outstanding, and I've shown it there when we went round the bike and we tapped all the panels and that. Exceptionally well put together. I think if you are looking at this price range at 12,700 euros in Ireland, obviously if you're international, check with your local dealer, and of course check the website for pricing. You're not going to lose on a bike like this. And I've compared it, we had a good look at it, some comparisons there with some of its competitors. It's really strong. And even when I compared it with the F800 GS, which is a little bit more as well, I was very surprised at what this bike can do, and even how well put together it is in relation to some premium brands. So if you're in the market for a Honda or any bike or any adventure bike in that sort of price range, I'd say definitely check out the Honda Transalp. Take it for a spin, see what you think, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Special thanks to Tig and his team here at Moran's Bike Shop for providing the Honda Transalp for review. If you're in the market for a Honda, be sure to contact them. I'm sure Tig and his team here will be delighted to assist you. The dealership is currently located in the town of Drumshanbo in County Leitrim in Ireland.